everybody, welcome to Pokemon Go Ahead. It's your boy Cheeklay. Pokemon Go has announced a set of dates for the next season throughout December through February. And man, there's a ton and we need to go over those. So get your calendars, mark the dates, and let's just dive into some predictions on which Pokemon could be spotlighted during these specific events, like community days, raid days, and more. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell, because when we get more details throughout the season, we'll let you guys know. We'll be one of the first to let you guys know. We're gonna tell you what the events are and when they are, then we're gonna make some predictions. The way how we're gonna do this is we're gonna break it down in chronological order. So we're gonna start from the beginning of December, and oh my gosh, there are so many events already announced for the month of December. And I think that's crazy. On Saturday, December 7th is gonna be a research day. And obviously every event that we're gonna be talking about are all gonna most likely gonna be scheduled to 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. local time. So expect that to be the main time frame of these events. This year, when it comes to research days, Niantic delivered. They had at least 4 research days this year, and then of course another one coming up next month. The fact that we had a couple research days featuring 5 different Pokemon with shiny odds increase is insane. And then the last 2, which were the Oranguru Passimian one and the Amask one, those were actually really cool, and their pay time tickets, those were actually worth it. We don't know what it could be, but I made one prediction. It's an interesting concept because it's winter and the holiday season, so I thought, why not an ice type research day type of an event, right? Having 5 different shiny Pokemon that are ice types featured, like let's say Jinx, maybe Snorunt, maybe Snover. I'm gonna throw in Bergmite just because it's not gonna be an easy shiny to encounter on a daily. And I'm gonna just throw in Cubchoo because it's part of Gen 5, and we're assuming during this upcoming season, Unova is gonna be coming, and Cubchoo is from Gen 5. And they have to boost some shiny odds for these Gen 5 Pokemon before they have the tour event, because that's, I think that's what Niantic's been doing lately. They've been kind of low-key been doing that for all Gen 5 Pokemon earlier this year, so we're gonna stick with that. Then the next day, on Sunday, December 8th, is a Max Battle Day. Dynamax and Gigantamax being a huge thing in Pokemon Go, Max Battles are everywhere. And of course, they recently announced that Max Mondays were going to be a thing starting on November 11th with Dynamax Charmander happening. So every Monday they're going to have a different Dynamax Pokemon. So why would they have a Max Battle Day on a weekend? Well, there's 2 possibilities. They could feature a very exclusive, difficult Dynamax Pokemon, or because it's on weekends, they could just simply drop a Gigantamax Pokemon. So for that Max Battle Day, I'm going to predict Gigantamax Kingler, simply because it was featured in the trailer, and it also has a Santa Claus beard, because holy crap, what a prediction. Gigantamax Kingler, I'm gonna stick with my guts on this one. Then on Saturday, December 14th, we have a raid day. And like I said earlier about Cubchoo, it's Gen 5, Unova Tour is most likely gonna happen towards the end of the season, so why not include something from Gen 5, like Lilligant? To be more specific, Hisuian Lilligant, because this Hisuian form has yet to debut in the game. And just like with Hisuian Braviary and Hisuian Avalugg, it would make the most sense to drop it during this event. Then on the weekend of December 21st through the 22nd is the Community Day Recap event. So yes, every single Community Day for each month of the year so far is going to be featured in the finale of all Calm Day Pokemon just being in the wild, shiny odds, bonuses, and then of course they're gonna have some Pokemon from last year Calm Days featured in like raids, research, etc. So yeah, expect Pokemon like Rowlet and Gumi and Litten and Mankey and more that are gonna be featured during that community day. And the last event in the month of December, so far as we know, is on Sunday, December 29th. And it's a Hatch Day. Last time we had a Hatch Day was toward the end of April, and it featured Cleffa. But we don't know exactly what the Hatch Day Pokemon is going to be. It kind of seems like they're really spreading out Hatch Days, considering how many baby Pokemon are in the game. So I'm going to say, because it's on December, I'm going to say Smoochum, specifically because it's an Ice type. Now we're going to head toward the new year and talk about the weekend events happening throughout the month of January. The first one is going to be on Sunday, January 5th, and it's going to be the first community day of 2025. We don't know exactly what it is quite yet, but we're gonna make a very bold prediction. And yes, I will be making a Community Day prediction video later on, but my prediction for Sunday, January 5th for the Community Day is gonna be Sprigatito. I'm gonna explain why. First of all, the last couple of Januaries, we've been having grass starters featured. In 2023, we had a Chespin Community Day, and then earlier this year in January, we had a Rowlet Community Day. We are gonna assume that Sprigatito is gonna be the next one. But you're probably asking, dude, isn't that a Gen 9 starter? Why not include a Gen 8 starter like Grookey? They're trying to do it in chronological order. Yeah, I mean, that does make a lot of sense, but you gotta remember, they dropped the Gen 9 starters in Pokemon GO last year before they dropped the Gen 8 starters earlier this year. Also, another argument is because Pokemon Group on X, or Twitter, whatever you call it, has data mined a move called Flower Trick. The only Pokemon that learns that move is Meowscarada. And what's Meowscarada's pre-evolution? Sprigatito. Then on Saturday, January 11th is another raid day. And like I said earlier about the Hisuian Lilligant situation, they're gonna probably feature something from Generation 5. And I really hate this prediction because knowing Niantic, they're gonna just flat out do it. They're probably gonna drop Mega Audino. And that is the worst Mega of all time. The CP is so low, the typing is just not creative, and it's the only Gen 5 Pokemon that can Mega Evolve. Like, we don't have a Mega Haxorus or a Mega Hydreigon or like a Mega Oshawott. What is the evolution called? Samurott? You get my point. Then we have Sunday, January 19th, which is a Shadow Raid Day, and I have a pretty good prediction for that event. Now, yes, they could just throw in Shadow Mewtwo again, but I highly doubt they're gonna do that. They recently had a Shadow Lugia and a Shadow Ho-Oh Raid Day, but I highly doubt they're gonna do that again. And then have you ever noticed that throughout the last couple of Team Go Rocket Takeover events, they've been having a ton of Gen 3 legendaries and a few Gen 4, and there was one Gen 3 legendary that is not yet Shadow that they just completely skipped when you try to defeat Giovanni. It's like the one Shadow Pokemon that people really want, and if they pick this one, this would be a banger of a Shadow Raid Day. Shadow Rayquaza. Guys, if there were a shiny boost happening, and if people go out together and take down this Dragon Flying type after catching so many Ice types during the holiday season, and powering them up, and using Mega Energy like Mega Glalie or Mega Bomb Snow, whatever, and then you just take it down, and you get a Shadow Shiny Rayquaza because it's like black, and then the shadow in the background would be so sick. Also, it may not be as tough as Mega Rayquaza, but that'd be kind of sick. And then the last event announced for the month of January of 2025 is Saturday, January 25th, and it's a Community Day Classic. I was gonna go with Trico, but then we talked about Sprigatito, and it kind of sounds weird to have two grass starters having comp days in 1 month. So I'm gonna go with Ralts. Now, there's not as much for the month of February because this is probably gonna be like the Go Tour season toward the end of the month. So on February 1st is another Max Battle Day. And I think we're gonna have Gigantamax Orbeetle because just like with Gigantamax Kingler, it was in the trailer. Also, it's kind of reddish pinkish like Valentine's Day, so we're just gonna go with it. Then on Sunday, February 9th is a Community Day. And I had to pick a Pokemon from Generation 5 for this one because I feel like they're gonna include a Gen 5 Pokemon to have a Community Day before the Go Tour event in Unova. And I decided to pick Darumaka because Darumaka has a Galarian form, which is Galarian Darumaka. Get their shiny Darumaka and everything, and then you'll be good to go. Also, it's winter, and the Ice type is there, and then somewhere in the South Hemisphere is summer, so I guess that kind of works out. I'm gonna go with a Darumaka Community Day for February. I would be so surprised if I get that right. And then finally, Saturday, February 15th is another Raid Day. Now, here's the thing. They finally decided to stop doing Elite Raids altogether. And one of the last Pokemon to have an Elite Raid Day was on Valentine's Day. And dude, I didn't get a chance to do this event because it was Valentine's Day and I have a girlfriend and I decided to spend more time with her on Valentine's Day instead of going after this boss. And also everybody else in my community could not do it because they are also going out on Valentine's Day. So it was kind of a tough situation. Why not include a legendary, which is Enamorous? It would make sense. February 15th is the day after Valentine's Day. This will give everybody a chance to remote raid for this legendary, and then maybe a shiny increase because it's a raid day. I think everybody would feel the love. Ha! You see what I did there? I will shut up right now. But ladies and gentlemen, those are my predictions, and those are the upcoming events throughout December through February. Again, mark your calendars down, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell because, again, when we get details, we'll obviously be covering it in shorts and videos. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.